wanted to talk a little bit about, like I said, I have MS. I was diagnosed with it 14 years ago. I remember that because Xavier will be 15 in January, and he was just a few months old when I was driving home. One morning, I used to work the night shift, and I was driving home in the morning on a three-lane highway, and the lanes were, I saw five lanes clearly. And I said, okay, you know what? Something's not right. I know it can't be my glasses because I would like lift my glasses up and look and put it back down. And so it didn't matter. I was still seeing the five lanes. So as soon as I got home and the doctor's office opened, my optometrist's office opened, I called and said, I'm having, I didn't know whether to call it double vision. I know it wasn't blurred, so I thought it was just double vision. Went in to see my optometrist. It was a father and a son that shared a practice there. The son saw me first, which kind of made me nervous because he said, well, you know what, I'm not sure. I'm going to have my dad check you out. Then the dad came in second, and they did everything. I mean, put in the, dilated my pupils. I mean, did everything to examine me for what could possibly be going on with my vision. It was in my right eye. And after that, what also scared me even more, he said, you know what, we're going to send you to a hospital that wasn't far away from where my optometrist's office was. And he said, we're going to send you in there, and they need to possibly do an MRI. I said, MRI for what? He was like, well, I don't want to make you nervous. I said, well, what are you talking about? You don't want to make you nervous. He said, well, you could either have a brain tumor or it could possibly be something like MS. At this time, I didn't know what MS was. All I knew was that Richard Pryor had it and was at that time in a wheelchair and all that type of stuff. But I was like, a brain tumor. I'm like, oh my God, my baby is like 5 months old. My husband and I were newly married. We'd just been married for a year. You're telling me that I may have a brain tumor? So I collect myself and I step outside of the doctor's office and I called Tyrone on my cell phone. He wasn't very far away. He was close by. I think he was at my mom's house, which wasn't far from the optometrist's office. And he came to pick me up. I'm outside, bawling, crying. I mean, boo-hooing. He's like, what's going on? So you have to take me to the hospital. They want to do an MRI. I think I have a brain tumor. And he's like, what, a brain tumor? So I go to the hospital. I still can't be consoled, unconsolable. Get to the hospital. They give me something to calm me down so I'm able to go and have the MRI done because I am claustrophobic. So they gave me something. Did the MRI, found out, I'll say maybe an hour later, we stayed at the hospital, found out while I was there that it was MS. And they scheduled an appointment for me to meet with the neurologist. Probably, I don't think he had anything for me like 2 days. So 2 days, I'm worried, don't know what's going on. I'm looking up everything online, in books, you know, just seeing what's going on with MS. And of course, all you see is the absolute worst things. You see the worst of people, you know, everybody's in wheelchairs, and I know that there's no cure. And like I said, I have trouble walking sometimes, but it hasn't been that bad, you know, just yet. And some of those people, I'm thinking, I don't know for sure, but maybe somebody like Richard Pryor, maybe he had symptoms when he was younger, and maybe with the drug use that he used for so many years, that didn't help also by him not having any medication in him. So no, there is not a cure, but what I'm taking now kind of helps to not have flare-ups as often. So it's kind of like holding it off. So, you know, and then I mean, I just feel very good. I have a very good support system. My husband is awesome. My kids are great. Very, very blessed. Church family's nice. So, I mean, I feel good, but it's just one of those things I just kind of wanted to talk about because I'm noticing more and more now that it's in the Black community. And I'd never really realized it before then. I mean, before just hearing about Richard Pryor. That's it. You know, just Richard Pryor has MS and he's in a wheelchair. So I just did more research and everything about it. My niece's sister-in-law, her husband's brother's wife, she's young and she's about the age that I was when I found out that I had MS, and she is diagnosed with it. And I'm just noticing it's coming out a lot in our Black community. And so I don't know if people are not catching what the symptoms are, because in hindsight, as I talk to my doctors and everything about it, and I talk to other people that have MS that are about my age now, when you talk about it, they say, okay, in hindsight, I realized that I would sometimes have blurred vision, but then that would correct itself. And then you just chalk it up to, oh, well, you know, whatever. I woke up one morning, I had been about 19. I woke up one morning and could not see at all out of my right eye. I stood up and looked in the mirror. Both of my eyes were open, could not see out of my right eye. I ran to the bathroom, splashed some water on my face, and by the time I got myself together and came out of the bathroom, the vision came back. So I just said, you know what? I may have just been laying, maybe my hand on my eye or something like that, and that's what's going on. Oh well, whatever. And then sometimes you walk and your balance would just be off just a little bit, and you just chalk it up to anything that, you know,